Hey, what's up, guys? In today's video, I want to talk about stepping outside of your comfort zone. And specifically, I want to talk about three things that I did to step outside of my comfort zone. The first thing was skydiving and bungee jumping. I'll put video clips here of me like doing both if I can find them. And pretty much what I did is I set a date to where I want to do skydiving or bungee jumping because I had this on my bucket list for like a long time, but I never actually got around to doing it. I said like, okay, cool, I'm going to just do this at this time. I'm gonna like buy the tickets and do it. I remember like one day before like actually doing that, I was like super calm. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's not gonna be like that big a deal. Like one day before doing skydiving specifically, when it came the day, like I actually had to drive to like the place to do the jump. I was like, okay, cool. I'm all good and all that. And 1 hour beforehand, like 1 hour before actually arriving to the place, I started to feel like these shivers and like you start feeling like a knot in your stomach and stuff like that. And it's really crazy. It's always just like an hour before like doing that thing that you really get really scared. At least for me, this is how like I've always felt it. And like taking the plane up to like the altitude that you're gonna jump at, that's also like the scariest moment because it's like the anticipation of you like actually jumping and doing like the actual jump itself. When I was at the edge, I was thinking like, oh shit, this is like crazy. Like why am I even doing this? But then once you actually jump, you feel like super light and stuff like that. And you don't really realize like how easy it is because once you jump, it's like super easy. You just like start falling and it's like whatever. You don't really think too much about it and you're just kind of enjoying everything. And one thing, like the person who I was strapped to, he said just to make sure to enjoy the experience because a lot of people just get really worked up and don't really enjoy the actual experience of jumping. I say like that's the biggest thing actually that I learned is that actually taking your time and just enjoying the experience because jumping and actually like seeing the whole world around you and stuff like that, it's like a crazy experience. You can't really get this from like, I don't know, watching a video and stuff like that. So I feel like it really pushed me out of my comfort zone a lot. And I feel like bungee jumping as well. When I went to go bungee jumping, the same exact thing happened. Like 1 hour before actually getting to the actual place where I had to bungee jump, I felt this like knot in my stomach. And then like actually jumping, like once you actually jump and you're like swinging around and stuff like that, it feels like nothing. It's just like whatever. It's like, okay, cool. I did this. Like I can do anything now. And you really do have that feeling where after you accomplish this really hard thing, you feel like everything else is just super easy in life. And it's something that I really like. I really like this feeling of like really surpassing like something that's really difficult for you. It's going to be like specific to each person. Each person is going to have their own thing that's super difficult for them. So you don't have to go like cold turkey and jump off of a plane and stuff like that. But you could do some things to take like the first smallest step towards breaking outside of your comfort zone. And the second thing that was really like eye opening for me was actually solo traveling with like no language or anything like that. And I think people don't realize how difficult it is to actually like get food and like to get around and stuff like that. When you don't know the language, you don't know like what's going on around you. Like I remember specifically, even to this day, I remember going to get food at a grocery store, like while I was outside of US, like just traveling, and I didn't know the local language, so I went to the grocery store. I ordered the food, or like I got like the food from the grocery store, and a lot of the times people like the cashier will tell you, "Oh, did you want to use like credit or cash, or do you have like points at the local grocery store?" And it's really difficult to realize that that person is actually saying that, like, and not asking something else, especially if you don't know what they're saying. You have to like just pull out cash and just give them the cash and hope they're giving you back like the exact change and stuff like that for like the actual items. And yeah, it's like a really uncomfortable situation, but those kind of situations really help you grow as a person because at the end of the day, even though like you didn't know what you were doing, everyone around you is like looking at you like all weird. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I mean, the next day, people are not going to remember you like, oh, okay. Maybe they'll remember you for like 2, 3 days. Oh, there was a person like foreigner that didn't know how to like choose credit or cash at the grocery store, but that's about it. People like have their own lives and they have like other things to do in life and stuff. So they don't really remember you. They're their own main characters in their story. And the third thing I wanted to talk about was me getting past the technical interview for one of these really hard tech companies. I don't have too many videos on this channel talking about it, but there's technical interviews that are super difficult to get into, especially for ones for like Facebook, Amazon, Google, like these FANG type of companies. They have like data structures and algorithms interviews, and along with like system design and a bunch of other stuff. And these interviews are not easy to get past. Like most people, I think the acceptance rate is like 0.01% of people get accepted or like pass these types of interviews. And the only way you can pass them is just by studying a whole bunch and doing like a bunch of practice problems and like grinding pretty much these types of problems to be able to pass those interviews when you actually get to the interview day. From the time I started to the time I actually got the like interview and like passed it, it was like a year and a half. And I remember bombing a bunch of interviews before that, like just completely bombing them. Even though I had studied like so much, I finally got to the point like after a year and a half of actually being able to properly pass these types of interviews. It's something that I don't know if I would have done if I didn't think I was foolish enough to do it. That's also something that Steve Jobs said. And that's something that's kind of stuck around for me, where I always think like I should be foolish enough to think that I can do it, even though it's something super, super difficult and I don't know exactly where to even start. The main thing is just taking that first small step and actually going in that direction. I just want to talk about that in this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are going to do this week to step outside of your comfort zone. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.